afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're just about to embark on Albatross Airlines 3924 going around the Timeless Isle. Please make sure to secure your luggage tightly in the overhead compartments, and the emergency exits are situated here, and also here. This is your captain speaking. Enjoy your flight.
Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. Now, quite a few videos ago, I showed you how to get up to the Ruby Lake using Albatross Airlines, the Highwind Albatross. So today's video, I'm going to give you the complete, oh yes, 100% guided tour of the Timeless Isle using the Highwind Albatross. And the reason for this is because you can therefore plan when you want to disembark. And the way that you disembark is simply by re-attacking the Albatross. It will then stop in its tracks and attempt to fight you. It won't do anything harmful, and you just blow it up and then it will drop you. So for instance, this area that we're just flying over here sometimes carries a very nice treasure chest which can have some of those 496 bind on account epic cachets. This way, when we fly around, you'll come across multiple aspects like that. Multiple areas which you cannot reach from the ground. So in a distance, no water, no disease. In a distance there, you can see two more of those high peaking rocks. There's no way that you can get them from the ground, but Albatross Airlines will fly over them and you can drop yourself down. Yes, those two areas also can hold some treasure chests. Now, there are a couple of aspects about Albatross Airlines which I'm not completely au fait with. First of all, if you are going to attack one, I would seriously put away your pet. Because if you attack it and your pet goes into combat, it will actually pick your pet up and not you. And then it'll take your pet on a guided tour of the island. Secondly, if you've got the legendary cloak on, I would, in its current format at least, de-equip it. Because if you attack the Albatross Airline once, it will pick you up. But you get the proc from the legendary cloak, which hits it, damages it, and ticks it. If you've got the DPS one at least, anyway. And in doing so, will actually glitch the Albatross and it will not move because it'll think that it's in combat and it'll just stay there in the air until either you or somebody else blows it up. Which brings me on to the next point. Griefing. Oh my sweet Jesus. If people can grief in this game, they will. I don't understand why. They must be very sad, have very pathetic little lives. But you give people the opportunity to grief in the World of Warcraft and they will just grief all day long. Believe it or not, live on one of my streams a few days ago, twitch.tv/Heel vs Babyface. Follow. There was a mage. I'm not going to give them any more kind of starlight apart from that. But there was a mage that spent 2 hours just stood there killing all the Albatross, even when it grabbed people, just to grief. Because the way that you get off the Albatross, re-engage it into combat, it will stop, and it will fight you, and you will drop down, and blah, blah, blah. So it was just killing all the Albatross to prevent people from getting on there. 2 hours. I went off stream, and I continued to watch 2 hours. That is how pathetic some people can get. Why? Again, I just don't know. Tiny dick? I reckon tiny dick syndrome. Because it's never girls, it's always guys. Guys, why? You know? You wake up in the morning, it's still going to be tiny. That griefing ain't going to make it any bigger, guys. You know, see a doctor. Get some, I don't know, drop some weights on it. Don't do that. Right, so we're coming on to another tall area where there's absolutely no chance in hell that you're going to be able to get to. Unless, of course, you're on Albatross Airlines. Now, in the distance, just a little bit in the further, there we go, we've got the Ruby Lake. And this place is quite significant for a number of reasons. First of all, again, can't be reached unless you either use Albatross Airlines or that item, that fiery item which propelled you, which is now single use only, Boo Hiss. You can see a dead Albatross in the water below. It also houses a rare elite, I think they're called Garnia or something like that, which is like a ruby sprite, like beer sprite type of thing. And it can drop itself as a mount. And then just by that tree, There's the final treasure chest for Rolo's Riddle. If you don't know what Rolo's Riddle is, go have a look at my videos. It will show you how to find the quest for Rolo's Riddle and also how to complete it. And then once more, we come out to this area. Now, I'm not totally convinced a chest drops on here, but look the way the Albatross turns around. Engineers, I'm pretty sure that you can gain yourself some decent leverage to use your Goblin Glider to fly over to Ordos's Citadel. But you can't survive in the Citadel unless you've got a buff on you, which allows you to breathe in acrid, flaming smoke. You can see how the weather changed as I went over it. So unless you've got that buff on you, you will be kicked out of the Citadel and you will not be able to engage Ordos. Ordos, if you do not know, is a new world boss, and he's going to be tough as nails. All the mobs that are up here by the Citadel are rock solid. I was going to do an as chats on the way that they nerf the mobs down below, but I've decided against it. I've given Blizzard that. I've gone okay, because when I came over to the Citadel area, the mobs were still ludicrously hard, and I say ludicrous with love, because I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Now, you see those two Cinder guys in the back and just about to go out of shot? There's a gap between them. Sometimes there is a very sexy smouldering chest there. If you open up that chest, there is the opportunity for a Burden of Eternity to be inside as well. Remember, the Burden of Eternities are the items which convert the 496 epic caches into 535 level gear. This area here has been changed. It's now saturated with tough mobs. And that glinting, glistening stone that you can just see down at the bottom, you use a very specific item on that. You can call upon a random rare elite to fight. And random rare elites, I believe, are not only faction tap, but they could be complete and utterly tap. For all parties, you fight it, you have the opportunity to loot. Chests can drop at the chest of that peak, can also drop at the top of this peak as well. And do remember, there are 30 rare elites on the Timeless Isle. If we look at patch 5.2, there were, what, 11 or 12, maybe 13 rare elites on the Isle of Thunder. So that's almost 3 times the amount of rare elites in patch 5.2, which is absolutely fantastic. And again, unlike patch 5.2, the rare elites were boring for me because they only dropped Valor points and maybe a Shanzi Ritual Stone. Or also for myself, for a Warlock, I could try and farm them for the Codex, for the Green Fire. Even though I still have it now, you can still farm it, make yourself a nice little bit of cash by selling them on the auction house. But they didn't drop any funky items, and I thought one of the best things about the rare elites in Pandaria were the funky items that they dropped. There were some awesome bits of stuff. Thankfully, Blizzard have gotten back to the faculties on this occasion, and the rare elites on this island can drop some new, very interesting, very funky items. You've seen some of them in some of my videos. You've also seen some of them on my live streaming. Twitch.tv/Heal versus Babyface. Yeah, press that follow button. So here we go. We're coming towards the end. We're going to do a little bit of a tour de force around the lake and then round the back of the isle. This lake here, there is a chest which can spawn at the bottom of it. And the fishing pools, you can also fish up one of the brand new rare elites. It's one of those huge ass krakens, which is quite funky. We've got the eroded cliff dweller, which is fighting somebody there. They've got about 12 million health, something like that, and they are tap to whoever gets the first hit in. They are slow, though, very easy to defeat. Down below there, we've got the mysterious den, which I'll be doing a video on very shortly indeed. It's a pretty cool place. And then we have, what was it, Kurukus or whatever. His little treasure trove, where you can hand in your timeless coins for keys with the hope of getting some either epic 496 caches or a Burden of Eternity, which will convert them into 535 epics. Back in the distance over there, we see the ship. There'll be a video coming out on exactly how to get the treasure from that ship. Nice and easy. And this, of course, is the bridge which separates the Yangol area from the upper Yangol area. All the mobs down this side, on the right-hand side, nice and easy. Once you go over the side of the bridge, everything gets exponentially. Oh, I've wanted to get that word into a video so much, and I did. Exponentially tougher on the other side of the bridge. And we come across now to the final peaking point that you can't get to from the ground, but you can with Albatross Airlines there. If I started to attack the Albatross now, it would drop me on top of there, and I could be king of the castle. And stuff. Okay, so we're coming into the final descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming into the final descent of the Albatross Airlines. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Please make sure to have all your seatbelts securely fastened and put that cigarette out!
As we come to the final pause, we go across the Celestial Court. Looks like Nizal's just about to start scrapping with people. And that is the complete tour de force for Albatross Airlines. So hopefully what you've taken from the video is areas that you can engage the Albatross to fight them, to drop yourself on. You might be looking at that also from areas that can give you an advantage point to drop to other places, because there are things like the eggs or other items that can be looted that you still can't get to from the bottom. So here we come. I'm just look there, as I come into the landing strip, somebody attacked. Grief is ahoy. I believe once the Albatross have picked somebody up, they've got to be unattackable. They've got to be unattackable, but they will drop you if you do a full 360 of the island, something like that. But I really hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and also twitch.tv/heel versus babyface for live streaming. Sure, we've had that a couple of times in a video. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.